I was saying after today's class will conclude our very first part of this training, which is computer basics. So I will send questions, like 50 to 75 questions on what we have done so far for the past 3 classes. It's kind of interview questions that they usually ask this tricky stuff. So it's very important, please, to revise them and go through your notes to revise them. I made these notes as very detailed as much as possible. So it's really important that you take them serious. Okay, so today we'll be talking about parts of a computer. Parts of a computer. So last week we spoke about, in general, introduction to computers. We define what a computer is. Talk about the 3 main components of a computer. We discussed about some parts of the computer, types of computers, supercomputers, PCs, personal computers. We spoke about operating systems. We spoke about applications on the internet, World Wide Web, defined some terminologies. So today we'll be talking about basic parts of a computer. That's the first part of today. And the second part of today, we'll be talking also about file management, the computer file system and the computer file management. So we'll talk about basic parts of a computer. It's just things like mouse, keyboard, monitor, scanner, printer. These are stuff that we mentioned right in our very first class, but today we'll be looking at them a little bit in more details. We'll be defining them. We'll be talking about their different uses in our computer, day-to-day use of computers. So are we together, guys? Are you with me?
Yes, I'm there, Prof.
Okay. So the basic parts of a desktop computer are the computer case. We have the computer case. We have the monitor. We have the keyboard, the mouse, and power cord. Each part plays an important role whenever you use a computer. Remember that we should know where each of these parts fall into, whether they are input or output devices. We all know that the keyboard is an input device, right? Mouse is an input device. The monitor is an output device. The printer is an output device. The speaker is an output device. The scanner, the printer is an input device, sorry. The scanner is an output device. So we should be able to know which of them falls under which category. So let's look at the computer case. Let's look at the computer case. What's the computer case? It's just, if you're using especially a desktop, just the outer part, the outer shell of a computer, what protects your computer. That's what we call a computer case. But in more details or more technical terms, please, is Mr. There's someone I'm looking for here. I think his name is Vet Solutions. Is he here? Is there someone here called Vet Solutions? VET Solutions.
Prof, I'm here, Prof, I'm here.
Okay. I just want to make sure that you're here.
Yeah, I'm here, Prof, I'm here.
All right, that's great. You're welcome. I think this is your first class, right?
This is my second class.
Okay, that's great. So the computer case is the metal and plastic box that contains the main components of the computer, including the motherboard, the central processing unit, the power supply. So I was saying the computer case is just simply what protects your computer, and it contains all the components. In the computer, when you open a computer, you're going to see the motherboard, the CPU, and those other little stuff like your RAM, your ROM, your the chips. So it's basically what protects that outer layer that is usually in metal form that protects your computer. The front of the case usually has an on and off button and one or more optical drives. Front of the case. You can look at your own computer in front of you right now like this. You can see there you have your power button to on your computer and to off it. Computer cases come in different shapes and sizes. A desktop case lies flat on a desktop, and the monitor usually sits on top of it. So if you've ever seen a desktop computer, those olden days computers, a monitor is usually, the desktop usually lies on the table and the monitor is on top of it. Like something like this. Can we all see my screen?
Yes.
I'm
Yes,
now
your screen is visible. Can you please put it on slide mode?
okay.
Because I watched the previous video, is not very clear on YouTube, but if you put it on slide mode, I think it will give you the best visibility.
Okay, let me do that. I need to put it on presentation mode. Oh. Is it on slide mode now? What do you see on my screen?
I'm still seeing the slides beside. Once it's on slide mode, to those slides beside will not show. It will only be the current slides that you're trying to project that will be on your screen.
Okay, let me...
You can check bottom right of your this thing.
It's no longer sharing, right? Is my screen still sharing?
It's not on presentation mode yet. It's still fixed. It still says stationary, except it's my network.
Are you guys, because I've stopped sharing, are you guys seeing my, are you still seeing the slide?
Yes, your slide is still visible on my own screen.
Yes, I can see your slide. Computer case, I see it.
Yes, computer case.
I don't know why I'm not. And it's true, I realized that I can't see that button. Why am I not seeing that button? Let me just pause this meeting a bit. Okay, so sorry for that. So I was trying to demonstrate, I was trying to show you guys what I was talking about concerning the computer casing. Trying to demonstrate. Where's the example? These are all these ones are the modern settings. The old, looking for the old desktop computer setting. Old desktop computer setting. Okay, yeah, something like this. Can we all see this picture?
Yes.
Okay, so this is how the setting used to be in the past, whereby you see the desktop is on top the CPU. So you can see this is the casing, what we call the computer casing, this CPU. What is this outer metal layer covering the internal part, the internal main part of the computer. So I just wanted to demonstrate that. Let me go back here. Okay. So what I say, computer cases come in different shapes and sizes. A desktop case lies flat on a desktop, and the monitor usually sits on top of it. A tower case is tall and it sits next to the monitor or the floor. All-in-one computers come with the internal components built into the monitor, which eliminates the need of a separate case. So we have the monitor. The next part that we'll be looking at is the monitor. The monitor works with a video card located inside the computer case. So this is a monitor, this picture that you can see here, to display images and text on the screen. So this, what is responsible for displaying the images and text on the screen is the video card that is found inside the monitor. Also known as the graphical card. So maybe usually if your screen has an issue or your monitor has an issue, you go to the technician. They usually say that your graphical card has a problem. It needs to be changed because that is like a card. It's like a card, so it can be changed. So that's what enables your computer or your monitor to display images, text, and the rest. Most monitors have control buttons that allow you to change your monitor's display settings. And some monitors also have built-in speakers. For example, tablet. Tablet monitors have built-in speakers because it's just a screen. You can type there, you can listen to music, or you can watch a movie and it displays the sound, you can hear it from there. So they have inbuilt speakers. Newer monitors usually have LCD, that is liquid crystal display, or LED, or LED, that is light emitting diode displays. These can be made very thin, and they are often called flat panel displays. Older monitors use CRT, cathode ray displays. CRT monitors are much larger and heavier, and they take up more desk space. So let us look at CRT monitors. Let's look at what it looks like. So in the past, are we together?
Yeah.
Let's look at how CRT monitors look like, so that tomorrow, if they show you a picture in an interview and they ask you that what's the meaning of this, you will not be stopped. Okay, so can we all see these monitors? These are
Yes.
CRT. CRT means cathode ray tubes. These are CRT monitors. Cathode ray tubes. This is how they look. Okay. Okay, let's look at the keyboard. The next part that we'll be talking about is a keyboard. Please, can someone help me? What is a keyboard, an input or output device?
It's an input device.
Thank you. The keyboard is an input device. It's one of the main devices that we use to input data into our computer, or one of the main devices that we use to communicate with our computer. The keyboard is one of the main ways to communicate with a computer. There are many different types of keyboards, but most are very similar and allow you to accomplish basic tasks. So you can see this is like a basic display of a keyboard. Let's look at the different types of keyboard. There are two main types of keyboards. We have the QWERTY keyboard and the AZERTY keyboard. There are other types, but the two main types are the QWERTY and the AZERTY. So you in front of your computer right now, either you have the QWERTY or you have the AZERTY keyboard. You must fall between one of these two categories. Also known as the English keyboard, the QWERTY is also known as the English keyboard. This keyboard has various functions at the top, like volume, brightness control, punctuation symbols, a shortcut to the home screen, and numbers 1 to 0. It also has a separate numeric keypad to the right and letters A to Z in the QWERTY sequence. These keyboards are the most common and widely used for normal daily typing and browsing. So please, can you guys tell me which keyboard are you using right now? Is it the QWERTY? Do you have the QWERTY keyboard?
Yes, I have a
It
QWERTY
is the
keyboard.
English keyboard.
I think I have an English keyboard.
Okay. Even me, I have an English keyboard on my computer here now. It's an English keyboard I'm using. So you see that most English keyboards usually have a numeric panel separate at the side, at your right side. And the function keys are at the top. Now, we're going to look at some differences between the QWERTY keyboard, which is the English keyboard, and the second type of keyboard I will be talking about, the AZERTY keyboard, which is the French keyboard. Commonly known as the French keyboard, a keyboard layout used in France and neighboring countries. Now you see AZERTY. So please, one trick, something I forgot, one trick to know what type of keyboard you are using. Just look at this image. You are going to see here, look at these letters A, W, E, R, T, Y. This is QWERTY. So you are going to see this sequence, this spelling here, QWERTY, telling you that you're using an English keyboard. Now, look at AZERTY. Look at here, A-Z-E-R-T-Y. AZERTY. It starts with A-Z-E-R-T-Y. Telling you that you use the French keyboard. So, commonly known as the French keyboard, a keyboard layout used in France and neighboring countries. AZERTY are the letters on the top left alphabetic row. AZERTY is similar to QWERTY layout, except that the Q and A are swapped and the Z and W are swapped, and M is in the middle row instead of the bottom one. So look at something here. What are they saying? They say the Q and A are swapped. So you can see here on the English keyboard, you can see here your Q, letter Q, which is the first key. And look at just directly down, you see letter A. Going to the French keyboard, your first key is letter A, and below it is Q, sorry. Okay, and they also said the Z and W are swapped. So in your English keyboard, after letter Q, we have letter W. And look at where letter Z is, right down beside the shift key. Going down here, after letter A is instead Z, is Z instead of W. And beside the shift key, down here, we have W. So those are some simple ways that you can know what type of keyboard you are using. And another major difference between the English and French keyboard is that with the English keyboard, they have their functions keys at the top. And that's their purpose. It's not mixed. Meanwhile, with the French keyboard, their functions keys are mixed with the numeric keys. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 0, and this is also, so these keys are not only used for numeric keys, they're also used for as function keys and as special character keys. Special character keys. We can also say that French keyboards are a little bit more complicated to use. I don't actually like French keyboards. Anything French. I'm not really a fan of it. Are we together?
Yeah.
Are we together, class?
Yes, Prof, we are together.
All right.
Yes.
Because for me, French, they usually try to complicate things. Simple things, they always try to complicate it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's true. Even from this keyboard, it's kind of complicated.
Just from the language, like you're writing French, you have to write E with a stroke, either is left stroke, right stroke, this and that. So they say accent aigu, accent grave, accent circumflex, those names like that. I grew up in the French. I did my primary and secondary education in the French region, the West region of Cameroon, Bafoussam. But I can tell you that till now, and I went to bilingual school, but I can tell you that till now, I'm not really that good in French.
What happened?
I'm not really that good in French.
I thought all Cameroonian they speak French. That's what I thought.
Well, it's a bilingual country, but it's not like it's composure. It's not like it's composure. At least us Anglophones were even trying to speak French. Have you gone to the French region? Those guys cannot say anything in English. They are very, very poor when it comes to learning English. Because English is very simple, honestly. English is very simple to learn and understand. That's why it's the most widely used language in the world. Okay, let's look at some key components of the computer keyboard. So let's dive a little bit into the computer keyboard. So in every keyboard you're using, whether French, English, we also have German keyboards. We have Spanish keyboards. We have forgotten the other names, but in all these keyboards, they have one and the same thing that does not change. And they all fall under these two main keyboards that we spoke about, the QWERTY and the AZERTY. So these other keyboards, German keyboard, Spanish keyboard, those are subtypes of keyboards that falls under the QWERTY or the AZERTY. So let's look at the commonly used or known component of the keyboard. We have the alphanumeric keys. The fundamental keys used to enter text representing letters and numbers. So these are the keys that we're talking about. These are the keys we are talking about, the alphanumeric keys. That is the letter A, B, C, D, and we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 0. So these are the alphanumeric keys and the most commonly used keys. We have the function keys, that is the F1 to F12. Keys in the top row that perform a variety of tasks, frequently acting as shortcuts for commands of particular tasks. So we all here have, these are the function keys at the top row. We all here have function keys. Just look at your keyboard right now. You're going to see function keys. And they have special characters, special functions, sorry. That's why they are called function keys. And each of their rows vary depending on the brand of computer you're using. For example, what the F2, I use an HP computer. And what the F2 function key does on an HP computer is not necessarily the same what the F2 function key does on the Dell or Asus or Acer computer. So it depends on your brand. Okay. Or Lenovo computer. But they are all function keys. They have special roles to play in our computer. Are you together, class? Okay. We have the modifier keys. That is, we have the Shift, Control, Alt. Can someone tell me what? Oh, I've already said it. Can someone tell me what the CTRL key means? So this key here that we see.
Just the short form of control.
Control. Can someone tell me what the ALT key means? Another person, please.
It means to alter.
Alternate key. Alt. ALT means alt, which is short form for alternate key. So these keys are called modifier keys. These keys increase command choices by changing how other keys behave when tapped in combination. So what does this statement say? Who here knows how to type? Like, even knows how to type to a certain level, you must not be an expert. Who here has ever typed or usually types? Maybe a document.
I do.
No, I do type.
I do
So
type.
you realize that there are some times that you want to punch a specific key, but you cannot do that by just punching one key. You need to punch one or two keys to give you a certain character, right?
Right.
For example, look at this keyboard here. You see number 1, 2 at the top. Those top numeric keys at the top.
Yeah.
You see that there's no on number 2. There's 2 and we have the alternate sign, right? If you want to punch the number 2, you want to punch the number 2 on your keyboard, you just need to press 2. But what if you want to punch the alternate sign? That's where these special character keys come into play. That's where these modifier keys come into play, sorry. So what does it say? It says, this key increase command choices by changing how other keys behave. So what does it mean? It's giving you a variety of choices. Say that, okay, number 2 here, you can also use it as you want to press the alt character, the anchor sign. That A means anchor. Yeah, that at means anchor. At. So you press either the shift key and you press the shift key and number 2 at the same time to give you that special character. Are we together or is it confusing?
We are together.
Who is confused here? Is someone confused? So basically, the modifier keys gives you more options. And look at this French keyboard. This is where you are going to use the modifier keys until like look at the numbers here, 1 to 8, 1 to 0. And you see that each key that you punch, it has 2 to 3 characters, different characters. So here you not only use a combination of 2 keys, you even use a combination of 3. Sometimes you see that you have to use the Control Shift and press the actual key that you intend to press. Don't worry, we're going to see this one. We'll be looking at Microsoft Office, especially Microsoft Word. So let's look at the numeric keypad. An additional set of keys for entering numbers that resembles a calculator and is usually located on the right. So this is what we call the numeric keypad. This is here. This is here. Numeric keypad. For the guys using the QWERTY, you'll see the numeric keypad there. If you're using the AZERTY, Your numeric keypad is also is the same as your function. Can you imagine? This here serves as a function keys, as a numeric keys, and as a special character keys. That's why I say French is really complicating people's life for nothing. Look at the difference with the English. I've just separated it so that you will not be confused. Okay, we have the special keys. Keys have particular purposes for navigation, text editing, and system controls. For example, we have the enter, we have the backspace, we have the tab. What does enter means? Like enter usually signifies validation. O, to go to the next line if you're typing. Backspace means either means going back or deleting. So these are special keys. We have tab key. Tab key is to give a certain amount of space, a large amount of space. And it's also a special key that you can use it with a modifier key. So what I'll do is that by tomorrow, after sending your assignments or your exercises, I'll also send a document with a list of keyboard shortcuts. Okay, I'll send them. It's a really long list, so we should try and master them. We have the arrow keys, that is up, down, left, and right. Arrow keys make navigating documents, menus, and interfaces easier. So to move right, left, and back. Like right now, what I'm doing to be moving between these slides, I'm using the arrow keys, that is the front and back, or the left and right. We have the escape key. It is used to reverse a command and go back in time. This is what we call the escape key. These are escape key. Usually the very first key. This is the escape key. So it's used to do what? To reverse a command or go back in time. Are we together?
Can you repeat the last one again? The last key.
Okay,
Go
I
back
was
to
talking about the escape key.
escape.
Sorry.
Okay.
Escape
Thank
key
you.
used to reverse a command or go back in time. This is the escape key. It's the very first key on your keyboard that you see. The very, very first key. So let's look at the next computer part, the next major computer part that we use in our day-to-day life. We have the mouse. The mouse is another important tool for communicating with computers, commonly known as pointing device. So the mouse is also known as the pointing device. It lets you to point objects on the screen, click on them, and move them. There are two types. There are two main mouse types. That is the optical and mechanical mouse. We have the optical mouse and we have the mechanical mouse. The optical mouse uses an electronic eye to detect movement and is easier to clean. The mechanical mouse uses a rolling ball to detect movement and requires regular cleaning by work properly. So we have two main types of mouse. We have the optical and mechanical mouse. Let's look at other types of mouse, because you can see this first diagram here. You realize that this mouse is for people that use desktop computers, right? Though you can also use it on a laptop, but its primary purpose was for desktop computers. So let's look at other types of mouse. There are other devices that can do the same thing as a mouse. Many people find them easier to use, and they also require less desk space than traditional mouse. The most common mouse alternatives are the trackball and the touchpad. Do we all know that We all are using computers. Do you know that that part there that you call mouse, it's not called a mouse? Do you know that?
I didn't know that.
So we call it the touch pad, not mouse. The touch pad, as you can see here. This is what we call the touch pad. It's just that we have been using the wrong term. If it's not this one, this is what we call the mouse. But so mouse is that external device that we use that it usually has a cable or is wireless. That was made basically for the desktop, but for your PC, that is your laptop, personal computer, it's called a touch pad. A touch pad is also called a trackpad. It is a touch-sensitive pad that lets you control the pointer by making a drawing motion with your finger. Touch pads are common on laptop computers. So please, you may be asked in an exam or interview one day that name the different parts of a laptop computer. No, let's say a computer. The first thing that you should do is to identify the type of computer you're using that is in front of you. Is it a desktop computer or is it a PC? That is a personal computer. If it's a desktop computer and you're naming the part, then you say mouse. But if it's a laptop computer, you will say touch pad. Are we together? Are we together?
Yes.
Yes. I do.
Yes.
Is Madame Francine here?
Yes, I am here.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I've crammed all your names, I'll just be calling people randomly as we move along to make sure that we are all in the same page.
That's fine. Yes.
Okay, so the other computer parts are the most basic computer setup usually includes the computer case, monitor, keyboard, and mouse. But you can plug many different types of devices into the extra port on your computer. These devices are called peripherals. Let's take a look at them. So these other devices that they are either input or output, we call them peripherals because they are devices that you connect. They are not like inbuilt with your computer. They are external devices that you connect to the ports, because you know your computer have extra ports. You connect them to your computer in order to communicate with your computer. So they are called peripheral devices. So we have the printer. Is the printer an input or output device? Can someone help me? Is the printer an input or output device?
An output.
It's an output.
Printer is an output device. A printer is used to print documents, photos, and anything else that appears on your screen. There are many types of printers, including the inkjet, laser, and photo printers. There are even all-in-one printers which can also scan and copy documents. So there are printers that can scan and they do copy and paste. Sorry. So this is the basic or the simplest type of printer, or the most common type of printer that we all know, but there are many other types, which are the laser, inkjet, and photo printers. Are we together?
Yes.
We are together.
Okay, let's look at the scanner. Is the scanner an input or output device? Tricky question.
It's an input.
Right.
I think it's an input.
Another answer.
It's
Or
both.
someone has another answer.
I think it's both. You put information to print and then you take it out. Oh my goodness, I don't know.
This is a tricky question.
It's both.
Scanner is an input device. Because what are you doing? You're taking a document. You're putting inside a device like a machine. And that machine, what does that machine do? It produces a digital copy of that document. So you're taking a physical document, a paper, usually an A4, you're putting on a device, it produces a digital copy. And what does, after that, what does it do? It sends a digital, it displays a digital copy on your screen, or it prints out the digital copy. So it sends a digital copy to an output device, either your monitor or your printer. So a scanner is an input device. Are we together? Many scanners are included as part of an all-in-one printer, although you can also buy a separate flatbed or handheld scanner. So now like this, they are now including that they are now making a scanner and a printer to be one. Like the machine can actually scan and print immediately, rather than what we usually do at first. We scan it, we take the digital copy, we go and insert it now and do the printing. But now the machine can do the scanning and the printing at the same time or concurrently. Okay, we have speakers and headphones. Is it an input or output device? Speakers.
Output.
I'll say output.
They are output devices. Speakers and headphones are output devices, which means they send information from the computer to the user. In this case, they allow you to hear sound and music, depending on the model. They may connect to the audio port of the USB port. Some monitors also have built-in speakers, like your tablet. They have inbuilt speakers. Microphone is a microphone, an input or output device.
It's an
It's an
output device
output device.
that amplifies.
Doing well again. It's an input or output device.
It's an input.
An input device.
I hope I did not confuse you. Say the answer that you're confident with. I was just trying to disturb you. It's not
It's
because
an input. It's an input
It's
device.
an
Phone is
input.
an input device.
anyone else. Someone has a contrary answer. So a microphone is an input device. Because what is it doing? It's taking sound from your system and sending the sound to the speaker. So a microphone and a speaker, they work hand in hand. It takes sound and sends the sound out through the speaker. So a microphone is a type of input device or a device that receives information from the user in the form of sound. You can connect a microphone to record sound or talk with someone else over the internet. Many laptop computers come with inbuilt microphones. Like as I'm talking to you right now, I'm not using any microphone, any external microphone. I'm using my computer inbuilt microphone. That's why you can hear what I'm saying. And you are using your computer inbuilt speaker. That's why you can also hear what I'm saying. So they work hand in hand. We have the web camera. Is a web camera an input or output device?
It's an input device.
It's an input device. A web camera or webcam is a type of input device that can record videos and take pictures. It can also transmit video over the internet in real time, which allows for video chat or video conference with someone else. Many webcams also include a microphone for a reason. So we all know, I will not emphasize on that point. Webcams are usually used for like meetings, like you and I having this meeting right now. You have the ability to see me because my webcam is open, but even though I've locked it today, that's why you can't see me. Video calling. When you're doing video calling with your friend, webcam is not only on the computer, even your phone, what you say camera. Actually, that's like a webcam, the selfie part of it. You can do video calling with your friends and families. You guys see each other. So that's a webcam. That's a webcam. Okay, let's look at other ones. We have game controllers or joystick. If you're here and you're used to playing PlayStation, you should know this. A game controller is used to control computer games. There are many types of controllers you can use, including joystick, although you can use a mouse and a keyboard to control most games. But game controllers or joystick were basically or mainly developed for games to make playing of game easier. We have digital camera. A digital camera lets you capture pictures and videos in a digital form. By connecting the camera to your computer's USB port, you can transfer the images from the camera to the computer. I think that's self-explanatory, right? We have mobile phones, MP3 players, tablet, computers, and other devices. Whenever you buy an electronic as a mobile phone or MP3 player, check if it comes with a USB cable. If it does, this means you can most likely connect it to your computers. So mobile phones, USB, MP3 tablets, and other devices are also peripheral devices because you can use them to connect to your computer. Are we together?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done with the very first part of today's lessons, which was basic computer parts. Do you have any questions so far? Or go to the second part? Any questions so far? If you ask me questions, so that's
I think this one was just basic, just basic. I think there's no major question for now. Questions are ahead.
Let me try to see the people attending this class. And a lot of people that have never spoken anything yet. Where is Mrs. Therese? I've not heard her voice today. Is Mrs. Therese
Teresa
around?
is there. Teresa is there. Teresa is there.
I've not heard her voice today. Is there a...
Hi, Wisdom. I'm okay.
Okay, Mrs.
Okay,
Therese.
thank you.
You're being calm. You're being really calm.
It's
You
like
have no
she's
question today.
in a bar. Her background is noisy.
No, I don't have any question. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go to the next topic, module 4, getting to know your computer's OS. What is OS?
OS is operating
That's
system.
operating system.
Operating system. Okay. Getting to know your computer's operating system, that is file system and file management. Okay, getting to know the interface. Remember last time we spoke about the operating system. We spoke about the 3 main operating systems. We have the Windows, we have the Mac or Macintosh, and we have the Linux operating system. But today we'll be looking at them, but we'll look at just 2 main, the Windows and Mac. But we'll be talking about their graphical user interfaces. What are the different parts, how to navigate between file systems, depending on the operating system you are currently using. A majority of us are using the Windows operating system. But if you are using the Mac, it's okay, that's fine. We'll also talk about it. So yeah, we have to talk about file system and file management. Okay. Now that you know the absolute basics of using a computer, it is time to learn more about your computer's operating system. We'll be talking about the 2 most common operating systems in this lesson. That is the Microsoft Windows and the Mac OS. Both PCs and Macs use a graphical user interface, GUI, and they each have their own look and feel. The interactive below will introduce you to the Windows and Mac interfaces. So, I don't know if this picture is clear. So this is basically how the Windows GUI looks like, the graphical user interface. This is basically how it looks like. So we have to know, look at these red boxes. We have to know the different parts of these that are found here. We have to know their different parts and how to navigate them. So the first thing we'll be looking at is a desktop. What is a desktop? A desktop is the main workspace of your computer. From here, you can access files, folders, and more. You can also customize the desktop by choosing a desktop background image, and which is also known as the wallpaper. So let's look at the desktop. Let me demonstrate here. Are you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
So this is my own desktop that you see here. This is my own computer desktop. This is how my desktop is. It has a background image and it has a set of icons that you can see here. Background image and a set of icons. So what was the note saying? The note was saying that the desktop is the main workspace of your computer. So that's the very first thing that you see when you open your computer, your desktop. And it says, what does it say? From there, you can access files and folders and more. You can also customize the desktop by choosing a desktop background image. For example, if I want to change this desktop background image that you see here, what do I need to do? I just need to identify my image. Let's say, which image should I use here? Looking for a nice image. Okay, let me use this Linux. I'll right click, I'll say set as desktop background. So you see, that's it.
I didn't see you perform the action.
Okay, you just go if you want to put a customized image, maybe your image as a background. So you just identify the image. Let's say, let me change this image. Okay, let me look at something.
Oh, we're not seeing the screen that you're doing. We're just seeing the notes.
Oh, it's not showing.
Yeah, it's not showing. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, oh, um, let me see something here. Okay, now can you see?
Yeah,
Yes, we are seeing.
yeah.
Okay, you can see the way I'm navigating these pictures.
Yes.
All right. So what I was saying that to customize your desktop background, maybe if you want to use your own picture, you go to anywhere your pictures are in your computer. So I've gone to my download folder, and let me look for a nice picture here to use. Let me look for a nice picture. Let's say I want to use this picture. You can see the screen, right? You can see the way I've clicked on my picture, right? You right click. When you right click, you'll see these options appear. Look at, if you're using a Windows 10, this for Windows. This for Windows, please. It's not for Mac. If you're using a Windows 10, you see the very first, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth option. Even you're using a Windows as desktop background, you click OK. It has changed. This is it. Are we together?
Yes.
So you can try that and let me know if it worked. You can try that and let me know if it worked. So the next thing that we're going to be looking at, the next measure item or the next measure stuff we'll be looking at concerning the screen, the Windows graphical user interface. What are the items on the desktop? What are the items? You can keep folders, files, and shortcuts on the desktop, so they will be easily accessible. So this is it. This is what I'm talking about. These are the items. Anything that you see on your desktop are items on your desktop. Anything here, look at this. You can see here folders. You can see files. You can see pictures, VS Code, even video player. You have browsers here. So everything that you see on your desktop are items on your desktop. And you can decide to hide the items, that is, make it not viewable, or you can decide to make it viewable. Like here, by default, it is viewable. But if I want to hide it, I don't want anybody else to view what's on my desktop, I just simply come to view. Are we together?
We
As I'm
can see
demonstrating.
what
No.
we can see it.
Yeah.
We can see what you're teaching. What you're sharing, please.
Demonstrating.
Yeah.
Okay, I've gone back to my desktop. I see my desktop.
No.
But why is this thing making like this? So every time I need to come and specify. It's supposed to change automatically. I don't know why it's behaving like this.
Maybe you're using an older version of HP.
No, it has nothing to do with my HP, with the computer.
Maybe you need to
Now, amongst the screens here, I'm not even seeing. I've gone to my Zoom and you have to choose the screens that you want it to share. So yeah, I said share everything. So I'm surprised. Okay, can we see my desktop?
Yes, sir, we can see.
Okay, so this is what I was saying. Everything that you see on the desktop right now, these are the items on the desktop, everything that you see. So
Right.
you can decide to hide your item so that people will not see. If someone has access to your computer, you don't want him to see what are the items on your desktop. You can decide to hide it. Or you can also decide to hide it because, like me, I don't like when all these items are displayed. For me, it's not really looking presentable. I like a clean desktop when nothing is showing. So what will I do? I'll right click. Can you guys see? Is it displaying?
We are
What
seeing
is
that your
saying
how
is
is it
the
called?
monitor.
Monitor.
Are you
We're
seeing
seeing the
items on the
monitor.
monitor?
No, we are just seeing by your browser. This is the browser. We are not seeing the desktop.
Hmm?
Maybe
I
you
don't
have
know
to
why.
you have to minimize this page. Then we'll be
And
able
I've
to see
done
the
that.
desk.
Because what we're seeing is the monitors.
Then minimize that one again.
I've done. Has it been minimized now?
Yes, come back to the browser.
We're still on the browser.
The browser where you see these images.
Yes.
Yes.
I've minimized them. I've minimized it. How will I show you this thing in? Why is this thing displayed like this?
Maybe if you let me see.
Let me check something here. And I'm not seeing the option to show my. Okay, wait. Okay, you're seeing another thing right now, right?
Yes.
I've minimized it. Have you seen? Is it still showing?
I think you have to minimize it again.
I've seen that. There's no. If I have to minimize it, means I have to maximize it back and minimize it again.
I think we can see your script now.
I think so. Me too.
No,
Yeah.
can you see my desktop?
No, this is not the desktop. This is how is it called? This is a file folder.
The file.
No, I want to show you my desktop instead. That's what I'm
Okay.
trying to display my desktop.
Here we see downloads. So this is
That's File
download.
Explorer. We are interested by your File Explorer. Your File Explorer is open.
Where we have download music, pictures, videos.
Yes. No, that's not what I want to show you. That's not what
Yeah,
I'm
that's not
trying
the
to show you.
desktop.
That's not my desktop. So all this while you have not seen my desktop. Oh
No.
God.
Maybe if you minimize this one a bit again.
Okay, let me do something. I've minimized it right now like this. My desktop is the only thing showing on my screen is my desktop. I thought that's
Then
what
we are probably seeing another screen.
I'll try to discuss with Fabrice to adjust this because I don't know why this is Zoom is.
Or maybe it's a network or this thing is slow.
No, it's not network. It's not network. It's the screen options here. I'm not seeing the option to display. Not seeing the option to display. Anyways, we'll just have to continue like that. Let me just put back the notes. Whether I'm going to do, okay, this is what I'll do. I will do after this. I'm going to do a private video presentation about all these little stuff that you're not seeing. We'll upload it on the YouTube. I'm really sorry for this. I thought you guys were seeing my desktop all this while. So I've gone back to the notes. Are we seeing the notes?
Yeah.
Yes, it's visible.
For this part, it's really part when you're explaining. When I'm explaining, I'm supposed to be demonstrating. Don't know why. But next class, I'll try to solve this issue. Next class, we'll just do a brief demonstration. So as you can see from this diagram, the items are the stuff that you see on your desktop. On your desktop, you have you can see you have the recycling bin, you have folders, you have some you can see your browser, I'm sure. You open your desktop right now, you have some folders there, you have some files there. So those are the items you can see on your desktop. You can just have a quick look at it right now. See, recycling bin. What's the recycling bin? When you delete a file, it is moved to the recycling bin. This allows you to recover the file if you change your mind. To permanently delete the file, you will need to empty the recycling bin. So you know that when, I'm sure some of our phones have it. If you're using an iPhone, I'm sure you testify to the fact that maybe when you delete a picture or a video, it does not permanently delete. It
Yeah.
goes somewhere else, like the trash or the recycling bin. So that's the same logic with the computer. Whenever you delete a file or a folder or something, it goes to your recycling bin and it's stored there temporarily. So that in case if you want to change your mind, you can recover it. But if you really want to delete it permanently, you will have to access your recycling bin and still empty it, delete everything. There's no way I can demonstrate it to you right now because you guys are not seeing my screen. But was that understood?
Yes, Prof.
Yes.
Okay, the next item now we should look at here is open folders. When you double click, what is a folder, please? A folder is just look at your screen right now, your screen. You see something like it's a folder and like it's open. There's some stuff inside. Is that kind of like an open book? A semi-open book. That's what we call a folder. Are we together?
Yes.
When you double click a folder, it opens in a specialized program called File Explorer. So your default folder is what you call File Explorer, also known as Windows Explorer. This allows you to navigate to the specific folder or file you want. So I don't know, let me try to show, are we seeing, I've just opened the folder, can you see it?
Yes.
I've just opened the folder right now.
Yeah, we can see the folder.
Okay, so this is what we call a folder. I've opened the folder. Let me demonstrate. Let me show how it looks outside. Okay. Can you see these folders? If you can
Yes.
please read some folders. Let me see if you're actually seeing what I'm trying to.
Awesome
I see
wedding.
JJ Tech YouTube channel. I see JJ
Forex
Tech.
training.
Okay, that's great.
Forex
Okay, now.
training, just anything, mega project, new songs.
Okay, that's great.
Also.
Look at now. This is my desktop. Like I've opened it in a folder view, from a folder view. Now, these are the stuffs on my desktop. You see it, look at this. You see this the first thing here you see Awesome Wedding. It's like kind of like a semi book that's open and there's some stuff inside, right? So that's a folder. I can double click it to open it. It's to tell you that there's something inside. Now, there's a difference between a folder and a file. What is a file? A file can be a picture or a video or a document. Please know the difference between a folder and a file. Like this is a picture. This is a picture that I've just opened. This can be called a file. This is another, this is a file here in the form of a PDF. Even your notes that I sent to you in the group, they are files. They are not folders, files. So please know the differences between files and folder. And you put a file into a folder. You don't put a folder into a file. Okay, let me use a layman term. A folder is your briefcase. The things that you put inside the folder inside your briefcase are your files. Are we together? Are we together, class?
Yes, Prof.
Yes.
A folder is your briefcase. And the things you put inside your briefcase, usually your books, your papers, are files. You can also say if your folder is your traveling bag, where you put your dresses, your shoes. Your dresses, your shoes are files. So you see that for you to put your file, your dresses and shoes inside your traveling bag, you need to open it. If you open it, like I've just opened this folder, you're going to see other stuff inside. Now, look at, you can put a folder inside a folder. Are you together?
Yeah.
You can put a folder inside a folder. Look at this folder called Awesome's Wedding. I double click, and you see that there are two other folders there. The first one is called Honeymoon. The second one is called Marriage. If I open the first folder, which is inside this main folder, you can see there are other folders there. Are we together? You can put a folder inside a folder and put inside a folder and put inside a folder as much as possible as you want. But you can never put a file, you can never put a folder into a file.
Okay.
You can never take your dress, you can never take your briefcase and put it inside your document. You can never take your traveling bag and put it inside your shoe. Are we together?
Yes.
Prof.
But look at something. Let me use another layman example. Your traveling bag is your folder. Your dresses and shoes are your files. But do you know that you can put, as a woman, you can put your handbag inside your traveling bag, right? Are you together?
Right, that's right.
Yes.
Do you know your handbag is another folder? It's a mini folder that you put inside your traveling bag.
Yeah.
Because inside your handbag, you have your purse, you have your lip gloss, you have your passport, you have those other little things, you have your money, you put your money inside. So you see that you can put a folder inside a folder. And again, I'll shock you. Do you know your purse that you put inside there, your handbag? Your purse is a folder.
Okay, my purse is folder. What about my
It's a
handbag?
folder because inside your purse now, you have your ID card, which is a file. You have your money, which is a file.
Okay.
Are we together?
Yes.
So what can you deduce here? Something that can contain another thing is called a folder.
Folder and file.
Something that can contain another thing is called a folder. If it cannot contain something else, it's called a file. Because you cannot take your handbag and put inside your money. Does that make sense?
No.
Your money is meant to be kept somewhere. It's meant to be protected. Your money does not protect other things. It's other things that protect your money. So I hope you have understood this. So look at something. So this is what I was saying. This is the main folder here. The main folder first of all is File Explorer. I've opened it. Inside our File Explorer, we see another folder here called Awesome's Wedding. We open it and we see inside Awesome's Wedding, there are two folders and there are two files. These are the two folders. The first folder is called Honeymoon. The second folder is called Marriage. And the other two files, you see, these are files that you see here because nothing is kept inside. Okay, I'll open the other subfolder. When I open the folder, you see there are other folders there. Let me open. And when I open another folder, I can see pictures. These pictures are files. Do we see the differences? Are you together?
Yes.
Is it confusing?
Yes, a little bit.
Well,
Yeah, maybe.
just use the layman example that I used. Anything that can contain something is a folder.
It's folder. Okay.
Your traveling bag is a folder. Your handbag is a folder because your handbag can fit inside your traveling bag. And inside your handbag, you have your purse. Your purse is another folder because your purse can contain something else, which is your money, your ID card, your passport. Are we seeing the differences right now? Your money, your passport are files because they cannot contain any other thing apart from itself. So we need to know the differences because it's going to enable us to navigate between one part of our computer to the other. So let's move forward. I think we're going to also we'll talk about folders in depth here. We'll talk about their definition. After this part, we have the start button. In most versions of Windows, you click the start button to open the start menu. The start button is the first button at the bottom left. Just look at the bottom left to your computer, to your screen, your desktop. You are going to see the start button there. It's kind of like a Windows. It's also called a menu. Are we together? So this is your start button here. Let me show you. This is your start button here. Look at where my cursor is. This arrow pointer is. This is your start button. Are we together?
Yes.
Yes.
Rain is falling. Oh, rain wants to start falling in dry season. Wow.
Yeah. In Boya.
Yes, I'm shocked. So what the tax bar? What is the tax bar? The tax bar contains shortcuts to applications. That is, he has the date, time. When you open a program or a file, it appears on the tax bar and you can easily switch between different programs by selecting them. So this is a tax bar. Look at this picture. Okay, look at this down at the bottom of this picture. You see this? You see where my cursor is? From my left side to the right side. All these things that you see as a tax bar. So the tax bar contains these icons. These are the icons on the tax bar. So the tax bar is the bottom, that bar that has the type here. That's your search field. It contains also the menu. It contains a folder called the File Explorer. It contains your browser. And by default, when you open a folder or an application or anything on your computer, it appears on your tax bar. Are we together? You can try it, you see. Guys, are we together?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what we call the tax bar.
Tax bar.
Shortcut on the tax bar. I just explained it right now. Some programs will have shortcuts on the tax bar for easy access. For example, look at here. Look at this diagram. Let me go back. These icons that you see on the tax bar are called the shortcuts for easy access. If I want to open my Google Chrome browser, I just need to click on this icon here that you see where my cursor is pointing. That's my Google Chrome icon. So those are shortcuts. It's for easy access so that I'll know how to navigate. I'll know how to go and type I'll know how to go and look for the folder where my Google Chrome application is found.
Oh, we're able now to see your desktop.
No, that's not even my desktop. That's a picture. This is a picture.
Oh, okay. I thought that was your desktop.
This is not my desktop. You see because you guys cannot see my desktop. I would have really loved to demonstrate with my desktop. So this is a picture. You are going to see them on the notes. We also have the date and time settings. You see on your taskbar, look at bottom right. You see there your date. It shows your date and time.
Yeah.
Yes. So those are some of the items found on those are some of the most popular or common items found on your desktop. So on the right side of the taskbar, you'll see the date and time. There will also be shortcuts to various settings like the internet settings, and you can also see the volume, to increase your volume, to reduce your volume. Okay, so what we just displayed right now, what we just showed right now was a desktop of a Windows computer. Now, this is a graphical representation of the Mac operating system, the GUI, graphical user interface of the Mac operating system. Who is using a Mac here? Please don't feel like we had forgotten you or had abandoned you. You're using a Mac computer. Don't feel like we had forgotten or abandoned you. Okay. So this is how your face looks like. And these icons are basically the same. Like you can see the background image here. You see your own taskbar is down there, but it's just that the graphical, the visual view is different from the Windows own. These are folders. These are 3 folders are opened here. One of the folders have documents. There you can see Microsoft Documents. The other one has pictures. The other one has icons or applications. And you can see on your desktop, you can see some items on your desktop, some icons. So it's basically the same name, the same function, but different graphical representations. Are we together?
Yes.
Okay, now let's look at these things I was trying to explain. All about your computer's file system. No matter which operating system you use, your computer uses folders to organize all the different files and applications it contains. So folders are for organization, to organize. Folder icons on your computer are designed to look like file folders of documents or pictures. Each operating system has its own file system. So each operating system has its own file system, which help you to find your folders and files. If you have a Windows PC, you will use the File Explorer, also known as Windows Explorer. If you have a Mac, you will use the Finder. So for the Windows, we call it File Explorer. But for the Mac, if you are using a Mac, you see it's called Finder. Are we together?
Yeah.
Here, we will talk about the basic functions that are common to all computer file systems. So look at this image to my left. You see here, this is your desktop. And from the desktop, you can see 3 folders. That is work, receipt, and photos. 3 folders. Are we together?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is a folder that I've opened, and I've opened the File Explorer. When you open your File Explorer or your Finder, if you're using Mac, this is what shows displays. When you are using the PC or a Mac, the file system icon will be on the toolbar. So your File Explorer is on your toolbar by default, on your taskbar. On a PC, the File Explorer icon looks like a folder as in the image below. So look at on your PC, your File Explorer, it looks like a folder. And when you open it, this is what it displays. You see here, this PC.
Yeah.
You can try that. Are you together?
Yes.
Now look for a Mac. Look at a Mac. On a Mac, the Finder icon looks like a face on a duck. So this is your Finder icon here. Look at it at your bottom left. Look at this icon down here with a face that is smiling.
Yeah.
In both operating systems, you can also open the file system by clicking on the folder from your desktop. So this is how your Finder or your File Explorer looks like if you're using a Mac. You can see that they're basically the same, because at the look at the right side of each, you have this PC, you have download music, pictures, and on the left side you can see some other folders there. You can see devices, local disks, DVD. With the Mac, it's almost the same, but just different visually. You can see at your left side you have application, desktop, download, documents. At your right side you have some files and document and folders through there, pictures. So it's just basically the same. All what you need to retain is how to navigate them. How to navigate them. Okay. Are we together?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's look at basic navigation. When you are using File Explorer or Finder, basic navigation works the same way. As I said, it works the same way because they have the same icon, the same functions, but just different visual representations. If you see the file you want, you can double click it with your mouse. Otherwise, you can use the navigation pane on the left side of the windows to select different location. So this is what we call navigation pane. Look at here. These arrows on the left side, these arrows that you see to go forward, to go backward, to go forward, to go up. This is also what we call navigation pane. But if usually we use our mouses to navigate. Like if I want to go somewhere, I just use my mouse. See, I made a mistake. Can someone remind me of my mistake? I just made a mistake now.
Touchpad.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Those that you're following. Touchpad. Use your touchpad to navigate to the icon that you want to navigate to, and you double click there. Let's look at deleting files. Mac OS. What's the meaning of what's the full meaning of Mac?
Macintosh.
Macintosh. The Macintosh OS and Windows use a trash can or recycling bin to prevent you from accidentally deleting files. When you delete a file, it is moved to the trash can. If you can change your mind, you can move the file back to its original location. So as we said earlier, anytime that you delete something to your computer, it goes to your trash or your recycling bin. So it's just a temporary storage there. In case if maybe later you want to restore it or you you realize that you have made a mistake, you want to restore it back to life. So you just go to the folder, you double click, you open it, and you right click, you see restore. But if you're certain of your decision to get rid of it, all you need to do is enter your trash can or your recycling bin and delete it permanently. If you want to permanently delete the file, you will need to empty the trash can or recycling bin to do this. Right click the icon and select empty recycling bin. So this is it here. If you want to delete all the content in your recycling bin, just right click it, you see the option empty recycle bin. Okay, let's look at opening files and application. Each application on your computer has a group of files, file types, or format. Do we know the meaning of what we call format or file types?
No, I don't know.
Okay, format or file types are like the form in which each item carries. For example, let me use a layman term. I'm a man, I'm a male. So my file type is, let me say, if you were to name me, you are to like identify me. My name is Wisdom, so you say wisdom.male to say that I'm a male. If I'm to identify you, let's say your name is Therese, I'll say Therese.female to say you're a female. So just knowing that Therese.female, I know that I'm talking to a female, a woman. Okay, so file types are the form in which each item is being represented. For example, a Word document. What is the file type of a Word document? Is what? Picture. What are the file types of pictures? What many file types? We have GPG, we have PNG, we have JPEG. Are we together?
Yes. Can you explain the one for what again?
Okay, I was saying Word, a text editor. Okay, let me say text editor. Text editor has many file types. We have, for example, Microsoft Word. We have that is dot word. We have dot txt. We have pictures.
Okay.
The file type or format of pictures are we have PNG, we have JPEG, we have JPG. Okay, this note that you're currently looking at your screen right now, I developed the note on PowerPoint. So what are we together? We also have file types called PDF. PDF is just to view, viewing software, just to view something. Are we together?
Yes.
We also have file types like, because I'm also a graphic designer, I do graphic design. And most of I use this tool, Photoshop. And all Photoshop files are stored under the format PSD. PSD.
PSD.
That is Photoshop document. That's the full meaning of PSD. As it says, each application on your computer has a group of file types or file formats it is able to open. When you double click a file, your computer will automatically use the correct application to open it. So what does it say? It means that each file type or format has its corresponding application that is used to represent it. I don't know if I'm making some sense here. For example, if I open a file type that ends with txt, what should open? What comes in your head? if I give you a file type called txt and you want to open it on your computer, what application will open it? Microsoft Word. TXT means text. If I want to open a file type that ends with PNG, what application opens it on my computer or on your phone if you're using your phone? What's the
Photo.
image application? So when you double click on a file, your computer has the responsibility to automatically detect which application to open it. I don't know if I've made myself understood.
Yes, I understand.
Are we together, guys?
Yeah.
Start.
Someone is trying to talk. I'm seeing here Junko Paula.
Try to talk or sleeping. Sorry.
That's funny.
That's snoring. It's not okay. Should
She's sleeping.
No. I'm sure it should be her
I'm not
speaker.
sleeping.
Okay, it's surely her speaker that is disturbing. We're almost rounding up. We're already rounding up, so we'll soon go and sleep. For those living in Cameroon, in Africa.
I'm live from Douala, Cameroon.
Oh, wow.
I'm happy that I'm not the only person that will sleep late.
That's
Remember the other batch, I was the only, everybody was abroad. I was the only person in Africa. I was like, wow.
Mm.
So this you just go back and read this is basically the same explanation. It's basically the same thing that I explained here.
Yeah.
Please make sure to read your notes to understand better. And if there's any question, you can always ask in the group or text me personally at any time. You must not wait when we have class. You
Okay.
can always get to me personally and ask your question.
Sure.
I'll try as much as possible to answer it.
Yes.
I may not answer immediately because maybe I'm busy, but I promise once I see your message, I'll answer it.
Yes.
So the last thing here that I'll be talking about is shutting down your computer. When you're done using your computer, it is important to shut it down properly. So you have to know the proper way.
Yeah.
Because most of us, we shut down our computers the improper way, and it causes damage to our computers without knowing. There are a lot of things that will do that causes damage to our devices, but you don't know. Honestly, you must know the proper way to shut down your computer.
Yeah.
To shut down Windows, click the Start button. The Start button, or which is that Windows button that you see, or the menu.
Yeah.
Then select Shut down from the menu.
Right.
In some versions, this may say turn off computer or look like the power button. Usually look for the icon that looks like the power button. I see
Yeah.
this image here, see power. This is for the Mac. This is how it looks like if you're using a Mac. To shut down a Mac, click to shut down on a Mac, click the Apple icon, then select shut down. So you'll see the Apple icon, which is instead at the top, beside the beside where you see Finder.
Yeah.
At the top, you click now, shut down,
Yes.
and you shut down your computer. So please avoid shutting down your computer by pressing the power button.
Why? What's
Avoid.
the rationale behind that? That was my next question.
That's how I explain. Okay. Have you ever tried to shut down your computer and maybe it tells you that there are one or two
Open.
files open or applications that are still running in the background?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yes. So this is what it does. When you click on the power button, it shuts down the computer, and it also shuts down those applications without you actually, like, what you're actually supposed to do is you're supposed to first shut down the applications. But when you click the power button, it forcefully shuts down the applications. And when it forcefully shuts down the application, the next time when you're opening the application, it may misbehave.
Oh.
I see.
So now shutting down your computer in the normal way, like going and clicking on the menu button, it will first of all tell you that there's this application that is open. Close the application first. If you don't close it, it will not shut down.
Yeah.
True, I've encountered that before. That's true.
So that's why it's important to shut down your computer by navigating to the menu or the Finder. You click shut down. When you shut it down directly from your power button was made to on your computer, not shut down the computer. Its purpose is to on the computer, put it on, and not shut it down. Are we together?
Yes.
Because there are sometimes that you realize that your computer is misbehaving. You're asking yourself the question, but is this kind of small practices that we do every day? This kind of small practices.
Yeah.
So we need to know the right way to shut down our computer. And I think that brings our class to an end. Are there any questions, please? Let me send the notes to the group. Are there any questions so far?
No.
I hope I'm trying my best to try to make you guys understand. I might
Yeah,
try
you're
my
doing
best.
well, Prof.
You're doing it. You're doing it.
Let me send the notes to the group. I think I can stop the recording.
Yes.